I never want to say we have a team avatar because we don't. You just have to be a good human being to be on our team.
I did not go to high school, basically. I went my freshman year and that was it. I dropped out because we had to kind of make money back in the day with single mom.
We are so big on contribution and we're so big on like, how can we help each other? Because every person that comes in is going to change that dynamic. Yeah. They were not the vibe for us.
No. Hey everyone, it's Dean Aguilar and my beautiful wife.
Afroditi Aguilar.
Afroditi Aguilar. We're excited to chat to you today and tell you a little bit about our journey that we've had kind of building our company, but we've got a lot of learning lessons throughout the years.
Yep. They get to spend 20, 30 minutes talking to Dean and Afro.
Yeah. By the way, this is going to be very scary for a lot of you, so please forgive us in advance.
We apologize in advance for anything crazy you hear.
This might get a little crazy, guys. Just want to let you know.
That's fun.
But I mean, I think from the very beginning, I'm hoping the audience and the listeners could relate that it's always tough, right? When you're coming from other industries and backgrounds, and a lot of us have, had like very rough upgoings with no money and things like that.
Yeah.
And, our story is really no different, but we have similar stories back in the day. And I'd love to kind of just talk a little bit. If you don't mind just sharing some of the stories that you had kind of getting there and
mine.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
I mean,
and how you met me and how you fell in love and I'm the actual best thing that's ever happened to your life ever.
Well, it's funny. Came from a hospitality background, grew up with an immigrant father who was in construction, who literally, we went paycheck to paycheck. Dean, you know it, government cheese, that was the jam, food stamps, that was us, 5 kids. My parents had 5 kids. Mom was studying to be a nurse. By literally I was working full-time in high school, got into hospitality, didn't know anything else, met you when I was slinging drinks behind the bar.
Yes, you were.
And then
she was my bartender, guys, in case you were wondering.
I was the bartender. I was the bartender at that time.
Pretty sure she roofied me. I'm just letting you know. I don't know how we got here, but here we are.
Anyhow, yeah, but made it. I mean, honestly, when we were getting ready to have X, and after we had gotten married and we had moved cross country, and I remember the day we were in the car going from San Diego to a wedding up in Santa Barbara. And I was like, I'm so over hospitality, Dean. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of working 12, 14-hour days. And you literally brought it up and you were like, why don't you do sales? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, I'm not going to come do sales. Like, no. And you were like, no, you would actually, I'll remember it because we were literally we were on the 405 right past Santa Monica, and they were, you said it. You were like, you should come over and do sales with me. And I was like, you serious?
Yeah, I mean, I do remember it. It was like, I was growing the business. We only had me and ISA. Like, ISA was like my very first hire, and you were amazing. Everyone knew you as a great, bartender, general manager, and things like that. It was very scary for me to even ask you that question because I knew, number one, you were going to be the only person that I can think of that actually was going to help me grow the business.
But it was also stability too, because I had a job that was doing 6 figures, full insurance, like
how to big ask,
dude, how to have bonuses, and then we transitioned, and then like your story too is coming from literally like nothing.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's
GED.
It's it's very kind of similar to yours, and for those who don't know me or us, I mean, I did not go to like high school. Basically, I went my freshman year and that was it. I dropped out because we had to kind of make money back in the day with single mom and those things. And I ended up getting a GED. What's funny is because my mom back in the day, by the way, I'm old, guys. My mom back in the day told me, hey, you got to get your GED because that was like the thing you had to do. You weren't going to get a good job unless you had some kind of college, this, that, and the other. And kudos to the people who went through college, but I had to do it. So I did it. Right. But it turns out I was great at sales. And as we started getting going with both my career, it started off in fitness, then it graduated to real estate. I knew once I met you because of your personality that this was going to be a home run. And I was nervous as shit to even
when
go
I came over.
Well, no. Well, two reasons. Number one is because we were getting ready to have Xavier, right? And it's like asking for my wife, who's making a stability like just six figures, to go, hey, by the way, we just had a kid. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. You know, like,
Terrifying.
Whereas real estate agents, you're broke. Like
Yeah.
once you sell a deal,
It was super scary.
that's it, right? You
That
sell a
was
deal.
super scary. It was super scary for me too, going from an industry that I didn't know anything. Like I knew everything. I was top dog in the restaurant business.
Yeah.
I'd made every position, and then coming over here and not knowing anything. But I learned it all from you. I learned it from watching you.
For all the older heads, there's a commercial about that, which is pretty funny.
Yeah. No, but I did. I learned it all from you, which was cool. It's hard. It was hard. It wasn't easy in the beginning, having to like take all the advice, but you just got to suck. I mean, I had to suck it up and say, if I want to be successful here.
Yeah.
We had 3 months.
Yeah, it's exactly. So that's a good point, right? You know, when we moved from the DC area to here, we saved as much as we could. You know, I was in fitness for a while, and you saved, for us to get like 3 or 4 months of rent and
That's it.
car payments, and like pushed it
And
forward.
then we did the same thing when I left. We were like, we have 3 months, and we are either going to make it or make it. Period. There was
Yeah.
no other option.
Nope.
Now, especially, I look at that and I say, like, we're going to make it or we're going to make it.
Yeah.
There's no going back. Like,
No, not
but
at
it was
all.
terrifying then.
It was.
But, yeah.
It was very terrifying.
Do you remember my first phone call? Like to a lead?
Oh my God. Okay, this has happened. And guys, whoever knows Aphrodite, she's an absolute boss, right? She can talk to anyone. She lights up the room. She's the one that everybody gravitates to. When she had to learn, and God bless you for learning from your husband, right? This was a totally different girl coming into the business, because she had to call her first lead, and they hung up on her and literally started crying.
Stop. I didn't know what to do.
Hey, you did good. You did good. And
Yeah.
but the thing is, you just kept going, right? You
Or
just kept-
the second one that calls me back when I'm in the car, and it's like straight verbal, like blah, 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 blah. I have
yeah.
no clue what to say.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh.
yeah, but I survived and I thrived.
No,
And
but there's so much learning in that. You not only with me, I've learned so much. A lot of people know one of my closest friends in the world, who now like is literally brother and sister brother, to Sharon,
Yeah.
right? That was my mentor. Now a good friend, and we've all learned from somewhere. And thank you for allowing me to be your head coach and your dashing husband.
Jesus Christ.
But no, for real. I mean, it's been kind of journey. And so for our real estate business, I know that there was a lot of steps, kind of that we had to take to grow. And there was a lot of shit that like kicked us in the face.
Yeah.
When you look back, like starting off with me, you, and there was like Colin and Denise, there was like literally 4 of us.
Yeah.
What do you think was the biggest thing that kind of took us from 4 to like the 12? You know what I mean? Because
So that
to be
honest, it's like a 2-parter. Honestly, there's number one, when you flipped the script, when you said, I'm no longer going to wear suits anymore and I'm going to stop. It was like during like the truth hustle phase.
Yep.
When there was a moment when you just stopped being what everybody else wanted to be and started to be Dean.
Yeah.
You let everybody else that was on the team start to identify who it was. I think at that point, when everyone was still doing what we were supposed to do and what all the coaches were telling us to do, and charge your people 50% no matter what they do. And that, I think the world was changing at that time and the industry was changing. That's why we would lose killer people. You know what I mean? And I think when you did that switch from like, pretty much, for lack of a better word, you were like, fuck it, I'm Dean. And when you did it, everybody else on the team started we started getting the right people gravitating to us, because we started to coach and train. We flipped our scripts, like literally flipped the scripts. We created the new script, which was like a conversation instead of LP Mama that everybody said. We started changing our training. We just changed. And I think that was like probably the first pivotal one.
Yeah.
And then we had the new office. I think that was a massive pivotal one. And I think when we lost our ops manager, that was like the second one.
Yeah.
Because that forced us to get back in our business, because I think we got super lax on the backside.
sure.
And I think for me, that was the pivotal part where I went from like, okay, I've done this. I'm doing 50, 60 transactions a year in the field to now I can jump into a leadership role,
sure.
which is what I was doing before. But like, yeah, I think me personally, that was yours. Do you have a different one?
No, that's you're spot on with that. Like it was both of us trying to elevate to the next level. You know, for me, I wanted to get out of production because we were trying to grow the team. That's the reason why I brought you aboard, because I knew we were gonna grow, and we were gonna grow quickly. And as we started to grow, I was able to step back. You were able to step into my previous role, and now we're at a point where you're pretty much stepped out as well. It's just kind of running day to day with a lot of folks. But no, I think you hit it spot on. It was, and it, you know, what's funny, it was like the most scariest thing because you're judged on the way that you look. And how you speak.
You were judged. I think
we were.
You
not anymore.
Were, not anymore.
No. So thank you for that. Yeah, we were right. Because look, you got to understand, like back in the day, and I think it's changed so much. It was like you had to be so professional and
proper,
you know, and like I know my thing and this and that, and it was so stiff, you know, because everybody was being someone that they want to portray, which is great. You know, you need to be super professional, but we come from. You know,
come from the streets.
We come from the East Coast. There's a lot of shit and other F words coming out of our mouth literally daily. And to our own clients, you know, because we've built over such rapport. Dude, I will tell you, and you know this, Tab, right?
Totes.
So I'll tell you a quick story. With Tab, there's a guy named Tab who's been a client of ours for years and years and years. He runs one of the biggest law firms in the Midwest. This guy is hundreds of millions of dollars.
I think he's like international now, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, so I get a call to list a property. It's, you know, expensive property, but I'm like, okay, shit. Well, this is out of my league, but we're gonna go. We're gonna hit it off, right? So I show up with a suit, thinking you know, this is gonna be it. He comes in. He's barely got like clothes on. He's got a drink of beer,
like swim
or whatever.
trunks and
so, yeah,
like
he's
tank
ready
top.
to go. And he's like, man, come on, let me talk and show you around the house. He was so good, hospitable, but like about, I don't know, an hour in, he's telling me his whole life story. And he's like, man, get rid of that tie, get rid of the tie, get rid of the jacket, and let's just have some conversations because I like you.
Yeah.
But I want you to know a little bit about me, and I want to learn a little bit about you. I told him a whole story. He was so calm, and he said, look, let's grab a beer. I end up in a hot tub with him. Okay, by the way, guys, okay, just calm down. It's not the way you think. I end up with a hot tub with him.
We got the deal though. So
yeah, we got the listing and everything. But he's like soaking cigars with me. He's like the coolest fucking dude you can imagine. But you would have never thought, me walking in there, that this guy was worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
He saw the tats. He invited me to curse like a sailor, and it just showed me that all of these people are real. Like they're real people.
They're normal.
And that was kind of the time where I was like, you know what? Like they're either going to love me for me or they're not.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what a lot of people are like scared of.
Yeah.
You know, but as you said, this is let us grow.
Yeah. And I think that's I think that's helped because that helped us in our training too. It helped us to get like the right people in. I think we changed our like, I never want to say we have a team avatar because we don't. You just have to be a good human being to be on our team. And you have to be coachable and open, like, because we've got people that run the gamut from like brand new agents to like, we've got people who like focus on senior communities. And it's literally, there's everything in between. I think you just have to be a good human being with like great hustle. But I think changing that is what opened it up so that we knew who we wanted and who we needed. Yeah.
Yeah. I think too, it's like, so we've taken that into the culture. You know what's funny? A lot of people talk about culture and culture and culture, right?
Totally.
And I know for anybody that's, you know this, like for anybody that's in our market, they know us more probably for our culture than they do our.
They just know us because we're loud.
We're loud, dude.
They hear us at all the events. We show up. They're inappropriate. Like,
but they know us more for
there
that.
Are people.
Yeah. They know us more for that than they do the production, which we do a lot. But it's just because we are very, I don't want to say strict, but tight on who we want to bring in. Yeah. Right. Like
we're protective of this culture.
100%.
We will protect this house at all costs. Like we will protect the culture.
There's two things that have happened, and this is our favorite thing, right? The first one was we had a husband and wife.
I remember that.
Okay. Husband and wife, 75 deals a year, right? Heard about us, loves us in our neighborhood area. And she's like, I love you guys. I want to see what you can do for me. You know,
Yeah.
what do you offer? And then how many leads can you, this is how they start. How many leads can you get me? You know, that kind of thing. And it was all negative from like, you know, and you could see that they were jaded. And within a few minutes, we're like, you know, it's not
you're
gonna
not
be
the
good.
vibe. You're not going to be a fit for us. Like it's not, and it's not that they were even like asking. It was more just like, we are so big on contribution
Yeah.
and we're so big on like, how can we help each other? Because every person that comes in is going to change that dynamic.
Yeah.
They were not the vibe for us.
No, not at all. There's another one. Remember when the three okay, so there was 3 ladies that came. You know, they do some production.
They did great business,
but they were approaching it the same way, and
theirs was sell me.
Yeah,
sell me on why you're great.
That's right. That's exactly it. So I think the words were, yeah, you're right.
Sell me on why you're great.
Tell me the reason why I should join your team or whatever. I should, you know, or sell me on it, like you said. And my response was,
your response was, I'll tell you why you're not going to be a great fit here, but I'll tell you where you should go. Like, because we're coming from like.
It was the best moment of my life. Just, you know, just to look at their face and go, what?
Yeah.
Like,
well, you're not the vibe.
It's not, it's not going to work, guys. I'm sorry.
And I think it goes now because like, as we've grown and now like, good, because we're not in the everyday hiring anymore.
No.
Like we're not, but I think through our people understand that because I think
sure.
that we've built up people underneath us. What's your biggest lesson in building the people? Because that's probably like anyone that knows us knows that like all of our leadership is an extension of us.
Right.
Like tell us what the biggest lesson
you know what's
in our
interesting
people.
is for those that don't know, we don't hire externally at all.
For leaders.
At all. Like it has to come from our agents, and they've grown such a lot over the last few. We have agents that have been with us 7 years, you know, and those are the ones who are mentors and everything. But the obvious mistakes that I think a lot of people do make is just hiring wrong, hiring externally, or even worse, hiring their buds on the team, the ones that they're friends with.
Yeah.
They're throwing them a bone, right? They're thinking
As leaders, you mean?
Right. Because I mean, think of it this way, right? You are a leader on the team. You have a very good friend that maybe the team members don't like, but they're your friend. It happens a lot, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So you play favorites. You get them over, they kill the fucking team.
Yeah.
Because you don't realize they don't have leadership skills, right? They're just boys. They're your
homies.
They're your homies, you know?
Yeah.
That doesn't translate.
I think that's a good point too, because I don't think every agent is a great leader.
No.
Like not every agent's a great leader. There's a lot of great agents out there who should stick to being great solo agents because not everybody's a great leader. I mean, okay, I'll ask you the question. What makes a great leader?
So a great leader, okay, so they have to remove, number one, what's in it for them.
1,000%.
First and foremost, that's probably the first thing. You know, it's easy to point out the great leaders because they're the one we have right now. We probably have 3 or 4 that it was like almost like in the AAA baseball. They're ready to get called up because you can see that they are selfless. They give and give and give and jump into showing properties for someone else when they're not getting paid for it. It's not.
But they
their
automatically
fun.
take the leadership role prior to even. They're not being asked to do it. They just do it. They gravitate to it naturally. Yeah. That's good.
So I mean, selfless is really, really what it is. They also have to have a plan.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is like they need a plan for themselves. They need to know where, because look, if you don't know where you're going, how the fuck are you going to lead someone?
Yeah.
Who, you know, hey, this is your roadmap when you don't know where the hell you're going.
Yeah.
You know, so that leader has to be on point.
But that has to start with the top though.
For sure.
That's like the top. So like if you have leaders on your team, like that's you and I right there because we set the tone, they run the play.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
100%.
Like we literally are here. We have the plan, you run the play.
Yep.
So like, and that's like us doing it. Although we do take input on that, but like, and it's not my way or the highway, but it's very much like open to everybody. But I think I think you're right. Like there has to be with a leader, I think it's really important that they have to have clear vision and clear communication.
100%.
Like exactly what you said, though. It cannot be about themselves. It's never like somebody asked me this question before on a different podcast. And I said, the number one thing is it's never about you.
Never.
Like ever.
Never.
Nothing in the team is about you. If you make a decision on the team to affect yourself, like then you're making the wrong decisions. It has to be about them. down to the what kind of fucking chairs do you put in your in your break room, which literally took me like 3 months to do.
Okay, God. Let's not talk about this.
I know.
This is like the bane of my existence.
For like 2 months, but all the way down to that is like, what does the environment look like? What is it doing? Like our goal is to set, like as leaders, like as here is to set the plan, and then they run that play at the end of the day.
It's interesting of us. Look, one thing we did do right is we created a framework, right?
Totally.
That was scalable. It started with, me having these 4 questions that opened up, and if anybody want to reach out to ourselves, we can let them know how we do our role plays. But that has transformed into agents taking that and running with that and making it their own way, and just literally building relationships. It's like the scripting thing is just an interesting thing because it's really not built. It's not built in a way where, communication really happens. People just don't know that. So I think that one of the special things that when we're training these folks, it's like you just gotta know what to say, but just follow the conversation. You know what I mean? If like you and I are having a conversation, I'm not gonna go, well, Didi, that's great. How much are you approved for? Or are you approved? Right?
Have you spoken to a lender yet?
Have you spoken to a lender
that's
yet?
Not
That's
natural.
the one. Oh, that kills me so much. And it's just there's different ways of approaching that. And I think people get lost in the script.
Yeah. And that's where our leaders know it too. So, what's your biggest lesson of working with your wife?
Doing a podcast.
And not knowing what the hell we're gonna say.
So honestly, this has gone very well. I'm surprised.
We can actually talk to each other.
Really
it's
can.
good.
We
really like
guys,
each other.
We don't have friends, just so you understand. So we work all day together in the same office, communicate like daily on the phone, text message, go home, have our son. We are a Netflix and come to work type of people, which I think is great for us. But
we work that we utilize the hell out of our mortgage. We love our house.
Yeah, for sure. And but I think it's like just when any other couple, right? It's like you kind of work through what's going to work and what's not going to work.
Yeah.
And that we went through that.
Yeah.
We went through that. It wasn't all roses.
No.
But I think it was until we identify that we are both good at different things and we both should have like very clear, distinct roles.
That was the first thing that we learned.
Number one.
Back in the day, that's the first thing that we learned was clearly defined roles on who does what. I hear a lot of people that say that. And like, we were never the people that would go show the same house. We're like, hey, you run at this, I run at that.
Nope, that's
and
it.
We go here.
That's it.
Because we're too alpha for it.
For sure. And
Both
that's
of
the
us.
problem, I think, with a lot of folks, and not only that, there's usually, in a marriage, sometimes there's one alpha and the other person is like left out or feels, and it causes so much friction. But even with 2 alphas, it's like, okay, you go run at yours, I go run at mine, right? And we just meeting of the minds, and we have at it,
I think it's communication too for us. Like we talk about this a lot. We talk a lot, and it's not only just to talk about like work and family and all that. It's like we have to talk about. We're very aligned on what those goals are. Like we're very aligned on where are we supposed to be? Where are we supposed to be working? Like, like although sometimes we go here or here, and it's normally
as it
me.
should sometimes,
it's
right?
normally me.
Yeah.
But I think we're really aligned on that, and I think having those check-ins, because we do it a lot. We do the check-ins
quite a bit,
as much as possible, as much as we need to, especially. So it's good because even from business and our personal life kind of mesh together, and we're always kind of checking ourselves. It sucks because people say like, hey, keep it completely separate. I feel like if you own a business like ours, you live in like the lifestyle that we do, like we do a lot of our stuff together. Like we combine it. And I know there is times to keep everything separate. And I think it would probably be different if one of us wasn't in the industry. Yeah. But we do love what we do.
For sure.
And we're
100%.
very, very passionate about it. And X knows the script. So
even down to when we're both having a bad day, when we wake up in the morning, we know we have to do
your head right.
Zones, Zooms, and all this stuff, podcast, right? All of this stuff we're like are lined out. We wake up grumpy, and what do we say to each other?
You're like, go do your affirmations.
what kind of day we're going to have today, babe.
Yeah.
How
How many lives are we going to change today?
How many
That's
lives?
literally our like high five as we walk out the door.
How many lives are we going to
But
change
I do
today?
it with Xavier too, because I think affirmations are big for both of us. Even though you were the one that got me into them when you were all hokey, when you were doing them and I had no clue, I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, why are you in the bathroom talking to yourself? And you had him pinned to the bathroom wall.
Yeah. It was schizophrenia, just in case you know. I was another personality. I was talking to myself, just another dude in the room.
True.
No, I mean, look, it's important, right? Because
that's the mindset portion of it.
There are a lot of industries, including ours, that are very tough. You know, if you don't have your mindset right, it's a thing. But
yeah, X does his every morning with me, like when I drop him off at school.
Yeah.
What kind of day you gonna have?
Yeah.
I'm like,
What
are you gonna have today? And he says, best day ever. He
That's it.
cannot get out of my car without saying it.
That's it.
He can, and then he has to knuckles, and then he goes to school, and then he gets in. And he'll do that forever until he's like 18, until I don't drop him off at school, or I mean, until he's texting it to me in the morning instead. Like
18, he won't be paying attention to us at all.
I think we can set it up. We can set it up. So
we won't even see him.
He's gonna take over the empire for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we got big goals. A lot of people want to scale their business, and it's going to be a lot of ups and downs. But I think we got a lot of good systems in place to be able to do that. It's going to be some hiccups, but if you were to see what would happen in the next 12 months or 3 years, like how do you envision it? Because like for me, we are most likely aligned, but I'm always just curious. Like I don't think it's something we have it laid out on paper, but we don't have it necessarily. I don't think we necessarily verbalize like how we truly feel about it. Not just a plan on paper. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, but I think we've done a good job of it, especially recently, because we spent a lot of time since last summer.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time rebuilding the business since last summer because we did the whole like DAG 3.0. We tore up everything that had gotten us from here to here and redid every single system in the process. Like we did that, but we did that in order to get us to the next level though.
Yeah.
Like, so where do I see us in 3 years? $1 billion in sales consistently.
That's it.
And a minimum 1,000 transactions. Like we want to join that 3 comma club.
Yeah.
Like we want to be there. And how do we do that though? It's like, and it's crazy because how do we do it? It's not through, it's crazy. It's not us.
Nope.
It's not us that's going to do it. It's going to be them. It's going to be the leaders. I see it where we have our leaders have assistants.
Yep.
That's
exactly what I was gonna say.
Our leaders have people that are working underneath them to make sure that their jobs are easier. Our mentors or our mentor leaders have like people underneath them. Our ops, which actually we're doing it now, we're getting an ops and assistant.
Yeah.
Like we're building out the team to support the rest of the team, if that makes sense. That's how I envision it within 3 years. Not any less, and I don't want to say like any less work for us, but I think the workflow changes for us and it changes for them.
So that's I think we're aligned.
Where do you see it? I was going to say, where do you see it?
I think it's the very same when it comes to the metrics and the numbers. Obviously, we definitely have that goal.
Yeah.
Right? And we're going to do a pretty good job of, bringing on good people because we now have a VP of acquisition that's going to do that. But, you touched on it. One of the biggest goals for me with our ops manager and our sales director is I have a monetary goal for them. Like I want them to,
hit their goals.
500,000, $1 million, which can actually be because a couple of them still do production. That can happen. It really can, especially our top producers who we love that are wanting to get into, ops, right, and things like that. We can get them there. And if we can do something about that, that would make me happy. The other part too is we do work and chat and go home and, talk about this and talk about that. And it's, and 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, our goal is to dial it down when it comes to taking a breather and enjoying life. Yeah. I think we, last year, we've taken the most vacations or getaways.
But it's funny that look what happened though. Like we literally turned our brain off for 2 weeks
and then turned it on.
And then turned it on, bro. Like it rejuvenated us so much that we came back and redid our entire business. So I think that's necessary. It's necessary for people. I think people, okay, I'm going to say this. I think people sometimes do it prematurely.
Yeah.
I think that there is no, and this is going to go back to the workhorse in me.
Yeah.
And you and I may disagree on this one, because I don't think that there's, in the beginning phases, I don't think I think you have to fucking sacrifice in the beginning to get to where you are.
I won't disagree at all with that.
Because I feel like sometimes when
I
we
didn't
say
even
these
get
things,
here, man. I broke my neck.
I feel like sometimes when people say this, where you're like, you need to take a step back, turn it off so that you can go 100%. But you can't do that in the beginning, because the momentum in the beginning is what's going to get you. It took us a good 7-8 years to be able to really take a vacation where you turn. You got to earn the right.
You have to earn
to turn your brain off to be able to do that. And now when we turn it off and we come back, bro, it's funny. The team is afraid. They're like literally afraid. They're like, oh my God, you're going out of town for a week. Oh, oh God.
Yeah. What are we changing?
What are we changing when you get back? Like, you're going to come back so fired up.
Yeah.
But I think the people have to earn, I like you said it that way. People have to earn the right to be able to get there to do that in this business.
Yeah.
Like just as an entrepreneur, period. Like you can't think that you're going to work for like 6 months and then you can take like a month off. Like it just doesn't work like that.
It's funny. That's at all levels, right? Because we always tell agents, hey, don't spend that money. You just got a big ass check. Don't go buy things. But it also happens with leaders.
Yeah.
Like people will go out. I've seen one. I've seen somebody go out and buy a big expensive car. I've seen someone go and, go on trips or, around the world. And meanwhile,
but they don't have their stuff set.
There's no system
where it's
in
working
place.
on the background. Like for us, if we do it, like I think we've got to the system, we've got it to the point now that like, if we were to go away for a month and like,
it could work.
It will work.
It will work.
It will consistently work, especially now that we've got like DAG 3.0 in. I think that's like the goal. And I think it's leveraging the time. Like that's what it comes to. But I think, again, I got to go back to like, I will always live off this and I will die on this sword, which is there is no easy button.
Nope.
And there is no shortcut for the hustle. Like you have to grind in as being an entrepreneur, period.
Yep.
Like you're going to sacrifice, you're going to take those sacrifices. What's your biggest sacrifice you made in the beginning?
Oof, I think it had to be definitely Xavier.
Yeah.
Definitely had to be.
That was mine too.
Yeah. It would have to be spending time with you.
I was fine with that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Great. It's probably why we're here together still.
I'm kidding.
We had like a little separation there happening. It was
we're good.
No, I mean, think about it. It's like we didn't get to like every bit. Look, I'll take it way back. Like, do you know how long it took me to save for your ring? It took me forever. There was like, dude, I would eat nothing. I would like, it was for real. Like I'm telling you, I scraped for all of it. And I know that sounds like a little sacrifice, but no, that was something very important to me. And those are some of the things that you have to do. You have to sacrifice whatever you want for yourself and, take it back to DC with a government cheese if you have to. I'm not buying anything to go out.
Steve Jobs was in a what was he? It was in a garage when he first started. Like you got to think back, like that's where it comes from. It's not like he was out there buying this huge place
Jeff
to work
Bezos.
at. Was it Bezos?
Yeah.
Who Amazon?
It's cool.
Whatever.
One of those big billionaire
one of the
guys.
people was like a gazillionaire.
Yeah.
Like Bezos changed the world. Amazon society.
Yeah.
But like all of them like worked. Like they had to make sacrifices in the beginning. Like, and I think so. Mine was Xavier as well.
Yeah.
Like
I remember. Go ahead.
I missed his first steps because I had to grind out.
Yep.
Somebody had to work.
Yep.
Like, and I don't mean it like that, but like I was out in the field. Like I had that goal. I was so committed to it. But now the cool thing is I can be there. Like, and although I had to miss those parts in the beginning, like, and he knows, and I think it's big for us too, because we talk to him. Like we talk to him about it now and he understands it. Like I did it this weekend where I was like, hey, I had this conversation this morning and I was like, hey, I got a lot of clients again. He's like, okay, you're going to be working a lot then. And I'm like, yeah, I'll probably be out in the field a little bit more. But like, and he was like, cool, let me know. Like, he's like, let me know when you want to like, whatever. Like he understands it now because he's
sure
older.
does.
But like, I think it was important having those conversations with him and including him in it.
For sure.
Was good. So it wasn't just like mom's not here. It was like mom's working for the greater good.
100%.
Like, or like mom's out in the field because of this, or mom's got to leave at 7 a.m. and come home at 7 p.m. because of this. Like,
yeah. It's a lot of people have a hard time sacrificing. That's the thing.
Yeah. It's tough.
Like you said, they will have the easy button, but I think for anybody listening to us right now, there's no the roadmap, kind of goes like this. Like it does. There is no straight roadmap.
No,
there really isn't. It's like
we've
it goes
hit so many like bumps.
Yeah.
Like whether it's like leaders. I think we already talked about it, but it's like, hey, losing somebody who is an integral part of the team, and then for whatever reason it is, and then like having to dig into your business, going, oh shit, like all these crazy things are happening.
We
like,
weren't even looking. We didn't even
see.
We didn't see it because we weren't inspecting what we expected. Right?
Yeah, we didn't know any of the stuff that was happening on the back end because neither of us wanted to get into that portion of it. But I think that was one. I think like I don't know what's another like crazy part that we hit. I think like when we transitioned, like we said with you, changing like the whole idea.
Moving away from a different brokerage was big.
Oh, those are big ones too.
This is when, especially when you have relationships, those are tough. You have tough ones to make, but sometimes it's the only way to grow. But, I think again, for anybody listening to the call, you have to be able to inspire people for them to scale. Like you have to be able to inspire people.
But you also have to be inspired as a leader too. I think that's the other side is like
100%.
Like if we aren't feeding and filling our own cups, like how am I supposed to fill their cup?
100%.
Like if I'm stagnant and I'm not even putting myself in the right room, then how am I supposed to put them in the right room? And I think that's where we needed growth over the years.
For sure. You know what is interesting is like people will hire people and like an assistant or an agent, and they get all pissed off because they expect them to be great. Without, they're like, hey, well, I can't for the life of me, I can't get this assistant to freaking do something, or this, or they did this all wrong. It's like, well, you didn't fucking train them.
You didn't train them.
You didn't do anything.
Like,
you just threw them in and expected
it.
Yeah. And people are always asking me because we've had, how many years have we had our ISA? It was my first hire.
11, 12?
Almost 12 years.
12 years?
Almost 12 years, the same ISA, right before we started building out. And I went through a bunch of them until I realized, okay, I have to take, and this is while I was in the field, I was my own TC, all that, this is way before you. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I have to spend time with this person. Otherwise, this is not going to go well. And I think that's one of the biggest, mistakes that a lot of people make. I spent 3 hours every day, Monday through Friday until CC. It was just over and over. It was for 3 months, and then we scaled it back. But now, man, she's an assassin. But it was that kind of work in the beginning.
Anytime you want someone to be successful, like I think it just comes back to clear communication. It's clear communication of expectations, and clearly training them on what you want them to do. It's like, and a lot of times it's like, here's the playbook, but like not everybody learns by looking at a playbook. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Sometimes they have to get in it. Are you going over it after they do their stuff? How are you training them? What does the response look like on the other side too? Like, can they come to you with questions?
Yeah.
Are you approachable?
Yeah.
That's a really good question as like a leader is like, are you approachable? And I think if I have to ever say, one of the, I want to call it a fault, but one of the areas of opportunity that I have to work on all the time, which you actually help me with, is sometimes there's two things. Number one, people can't read my mind. And number two, it's sometimes the delivery is a little bit too direct. And it's just because I'm like, no, there's no excuse. It's because sometimes I go at my speed is at like 1,000. Mm-hmm. And then I think that's great where you kind of coach me back to it. Between you and ChatGPT, like she tells me all the time. Yeah. She's like, here's a better way to deliver that. So like she guides me through it.
She ChatGPTs on how to deliver not being a B is really
no,
what
it's not that. It's how do you deliver it to different personality types and how are they going to intake the information?
Right.
Because sometimes like my brain works in brain works in one speed, which is go.
But you understand that.
No, I do understand. I didn't always understand that, but I think over the last 4 years, especially moving more into ever since I've transitioned from agent to literal operator, like now I'm full COO operator, like with a few transactions here and there. But now that I've transitioned there, that's where the game changed is because now I'm like, if I want clear expectations, if I want things to be done properly, and I'm not saying it to them where they understand it properly, then it comes back on me. Mm-hmm. It's my fault.
Yeah.
Depending on where they are in their business, like don't compare yourself to someone else's. Like you're in your first chapter, don't compare yourself to someone else's closing. Like there's so many things that you got to learn in between. And dude, ride the waves. Enjoy it. Enjoy the waves of growth. Like it's so like this can be such a like entrepreneurship. And I always say that rather than being like you're an agent because you're an entrepreneur, you're running a business. Yep. Remember that. Like there's not one size fits all. You can do this and be your authentic natural self and the right people will gravitate to you. Yep. Like I think that and then just remember like your chapter 1 is not somebody else's closing. Like just enjoy this, enjoy it for what it is. And also lean on those people who are already there. Do you know that I've never had someone tell me no when I ask them, like, even if it's just for whatever it is, especially if they're like great people in business, I've never had anybody tell me no. Like it's crazy too that I offer time and people don't take it, but like it's just ask for time sometimes. Just not without any agenda. Just like ask the questions that you need to be asked, that you want to ask. What's yours?
You're so smart.
I try.
You're so smart.
I try. I had a great teacher.
See? Like,
look at that.
My wallet is like burning.
Oh, my credit cards are too.
No, I think, if I had to leave anybody with anything as far as their business, even their life, is it has to be clear communication.
Totally.
Period. End of story. Mm-hmm. Husband and wives typically have a problem communicating even at home.
Yeah.
Let alone,
even if you're not business
let
owners,
alone working together, and so for me, that would be the biggest takeaway because no communication, you'll get nowhere. Yeah. Absolutely nowhere. But that would be it. That would be it. I'm glad everybody had an opportunity to kind of listen to myself, and we got a crazy relationship, but it works apparently, y'all.
We like each other a lot.
Yeah, we really do. But
we have a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's honestly the first time that I had to deadlock in your eyes and actually have a normal conversation.
This is so uncomfortable.
without having to talk about business, our kid.
We talked about business, our kid, and that's literally what we just talked about the entire time.
Different setting.
It's a different setting because we have lights and a kid.
By the way, guys, this is normal. But no, this is cool, right? This was fun. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway.
It was super fun.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for listening. We are always here to answer any questions that you have. Understand Dean and I's playbook is open. Our door is open. You can always give us a call if you guys have questions. If you're a couple starting off, if you're an agent that just doesn't know what to do or where to go, we're always here.
Yeah.